For the final presentation of this session, I would like to warmly welcome Mr. Nishantha Gamage, Senior Manager, Commercial and Marketing at the Hambantota International Port Group.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I'm honored to be here, represent Hambantota International Port Group. After two wonderful presentations from Colombo, I'm going to take you to 200 kilometers away from Colombo, but 15 nautical miles to main east-west shipping route. Starting with Hambantota International Port, these are the topics that I'm going to speak today. Introduction, Hambantota as of today, key projects at HIP and future developments. Starting with the introduction, Hambantota International Port is a public-private partnership in between China Merchants Port and Sri Lanka Ports Authority. So HIPG is a Sri Lankan registered company, mainly looking into business development and operations. Also, we have HIPS, that is Hambantota International Port Services, looking after port security, navigation, and also the common port user facilities. So these are the two bodies that right now operating in Hambantota. Just to give you an overview about China Merchants Port, CM Port is representing 6 continents, 25 countries, and 50 ports. When it comes to Sri Lanka, we represent CICT, the first project, and also HIPG, the second project. Moving forward, as you know, our location is very much strategic, and as I said, 50 nautical miles away from main shipping route. You can see the number of days from each port to Hambantota at 16 nautical miles, 16 knots of vessel speed. This is the current view of the port, and we are connected to highway, expressway from Hambantota up to Katunayaka. Even 2 airports are now connected, and Mattala Airport is just 15 minutes away, which we have a huge potential, sea to air cargo. And also, as you can see, Mirichavila export processing zone just next to the port. So there are industries taking place in next to the port where they can utilize Hambantota in the future. So this is the layout of port, and just next to that we have a zone, EPZ zone, where the apparels and different type of products are being generating in this EPZ. Okay, let me take you quickly Hambantota as of today. As I think already in both presentations we mentioned that as a Sri Lanka we had a lot of challenges. Starting with 2019, we had an Easter Sunday bomb attack, which affected our business, also the investments. And then 2020, COVID-19 pandemic also impacted. And then COVID-19 plus economic crisis in Sri Lanka. Then finally, economic, political, and fuel crisis. So despite all these challenges, as a port, we continued our 24/7 operation, and there were no stoppages. And also we followed special COVID-19 protocols. Thirdly, we maintained higher productivity and safety level, which is key for RoRo business. When it comes to RoRo, which is our core business right now, these are the numbers as you can see. So Hambantota HIPG came into the picture in 2017 December. So for the whole year, it was about 95,000 vehicles handled in the port. As you can see, 2018, we doubled up the volumes. 2021 was the highest in the history. We handled 535,000. And this year, 2022, we are going to pass our last year volume. So that is how we enhance our businesses and grow our volumes because of a lot of commitments. And the key factor is safety, security, and productivity, because we are handling cargo of vehicles which is very valuable. Unlike containers, containers you can't touch your cargo, but we are handling cargo. So safety is number one. And then we are becoming a Ro-Ro hub in the region. Also, we are working with Japanese, Korean, and European Ro-Ro lines to develop our business in Hambantota. So there's another segment, bulk. So bulk cargo we started in Hambantota 2018, 175,000 startup, and last year 2021 we handled 1.2 million. And this year we are trying to achieve the same volume despite challenges in Sri Lanka. And also the key advantage that vessels are getting is economic of scale. Because of deeper draft, they can bring a bigger parcels to Hambantota. Another segment is oil and gas. As you can see, the numbers decline in 2022 because of USD and economic crisis, which impacted this segment. Also, I need to mention that the tank farm facility is refurbished 1.1 million we invested, and also that is Lloyd certified tank farm facility. So currently we have very low sulfur fuel oil and MGO, also the lab by Intertech. So this map is very much important. As you can see, number one is Singapore and number two is Fujairah, key bunker players. So Hambantota strategically located in between those two main players, where we have a huge potential to grab this market. So this is our tank farm facility. You can see the technical details. We have 14 tanks and 80,000 cubic meter capacity. The key points to highlight is now we are partnering with Sinopec, which is a leading bunker player, and also the investment, as I mentioned, USD 1.1 million. And there were some delays getting the approvals. Also now, what we are looking at, relaxing some regulation to enhance our bunkering business in Hambantota. Not only that, as I mentioned, since we are very close to the main shipping route, we can provide different type of activities like provision supply, crew changes. So classic example is one of the vessel requested assistance from Hambantota because of some COVID-19 cases on board, which some of the ports already refused. So then we immediately attended and we handled the crew in Hambantota. So layup and afloat repairs. This is another segment that Hambantota developed. So far we have handled 12 vessels. So it's an ideal location for layups. So right now also we have about 3 layups at the berth. Let me go to the key projects in Hambantota. We call this value addition project. It's about Ro-Ro vehicles coming out of Japan and bound to East Africa. So currently they are not calling Hambantota or Sri Lanka, but we are trying to attract this market. It's about 1 million vehicles moving out from Japan to East Africa. So how we are going to attract this? By giving value additions in Hambantota. So we will be having a workshop, repair workshop within the port, and all type of services which required for the vessels, we can facilitate in Hambantota. So instead of calling Dubai, they can come to Hambantota and do the same thing. Also, in terms of costing or the labor, we are very competitive. So those are the advantages. Right now we are working with Japanese used car exporters to start this business. This is the layout of that project we call V-Hub. So this is the layout area which we earmark. Also, another segment is warehousing and logistics. So the first warehouse is local investment. It's about $2 million in US dollars. So basically we are catering this for fertilizer cargo. So Hambantota is going to start fertilizer storing and distributing. So not only to the local consumption, also the regional markets. So that is number one project. And number two, the cement raw materials, which we are handling, clinker, gypsum, and slags. So this is 3 million investment, which is in progress construction. So we are trying to complete it Q4 2022. This is the last project. This is also right now happening. It's a small warehouse which general cargo can be stored in this warehouse. It is supposed to complete in end of this year. Moving forward, this is another major project in Hambantota. As you can see, we link port with the EPZ outside the port to Mirijjuvila zone, where the cement plant is in the Mirijjuvila zone. We have a fully sealed conveyor belt, which cargo will be discharged at the berth to the conveyor belt, and it is directly connected to the outside the port export processing zone. So the belt is about 2.1 kilometer, and their annual capacity they are forecasting is 2.4 million cargo production in Hambantota. So that's one of the key projects. Also, future developments. You can see the boundary here. This is where HIPG is controlled. That is our boundary. We call 11.5 square kilometers. That is the only area that we control. So out of that, within the port itself, we have industry park. It's about 3 square kilometers, approximately about 300 hectares. So that is the area that we operate, and we are trying to develop different type of industries. Then those industries will generate local cargo volumes. Also, there will be import and export, which will support our container business in the future. So as you can see from light blue color, that's a container business plan. And tentatively, we are evaluating the position right now. And in future, definitely we have to start container business in Hambantota to facilitate other industries as well. So final slide, HIPG is the only port in Sri Lanka to have ISO certification. You can see quality, environmental, occupational health and safety. And also in 2019, we were the best employer, and we got Global Port Forum awards in continuously 3 years. So that's about Hambantota. Thank you very much.